Hey everybody, welcome back to your EdTech PD. Today I'm going to be showing you some things in Google Drive and how to use something called the Snipping Tool. So let's go ahead and see what you are going to be learning about. So I'm going to show you how to create folders and subfolders, how to change folder colors, how to drag, drop, and move files in, out, and around, how to organize your shared with me files, how to use the snipping tool, and how to upload things that you've snipped into your drive so that you can have them saved. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I've got my drive up right here, and all of these folders are pretty organized. Basically, my system is to have the most important folders for me up at the top here, and I number them so that they are not in alphabetical order. Google Drive's default is to have all of your folders in alphabetical order. I do have some files down here at the very bottom that need to be sorted, so that is what I'm going to be showing you today. So first things first is I need to create a category. So I'm going to go ahead and say new folder, and all that stuff at the bottom was stuff that I used as instructional tools when I was a master teacher at Solano and when I was a mentor teacher at Solano. So I'm going to go ahead and say 5 instructional tools. And the reason why I'm putting 5, create, is because it's going to come after this folder right here, 4. Okay, you can also use emojis, capital letters. There's lots of different ways that people have used to organize their folders. This is just what works for me. I don't feel like I need to use emojis. If my folders get too out of control, I might start doing that, but I don't need to. So the next thing I'm going to show you is how to color code your folders. So I'm going to right click on the folder, and then right here where it says change color, let me move myself out of the way so you can see all the different colors. I don't have pink, so let me go ahead and do that. So now I have this instructional tools. I'm going to go ahead and X myself out because this is getting ridiculous, moving myself around. All right, so now that I have a folder, I need to move some files into that folder. So I'm going to scroll down to these files. Now, what you could do, here's one way to do it, is to click on the file. You can right click on it to get this, or you can come up here to the 3 dots. It's the exact same menu, okay? So I'm going to right click on this folder and say move to, and then it's going to bring up all of my folders, and I can say instructional tools, move. Okay, I have a lot of stuff that I need to move, so I'm not going to continue doing that. What I am going to do, second way to do it, is you can click here, press Control on your keyboard, and hold the Control, okay, Control, and then hold it and click on the next thing that you want. So now 2 things are highlighted. Now I'm no longer holding Control. I can say right click, and then I can say move to. And into instructional tools, move. Now both of those files are moved. If I have a bunch of stuff, I'm going to click, hold Control, click, click, move it down, click, click, click. All this stuff needs to be moved. I have a lot of stuff here that need to be moved. All this bloom stuff, all this stuff. Okay, that's pretty much all the stuff that I need to be moved. All right, I'm going to let go of Control, and then I'm going to select one of these with my left mouse key and drag. See how it gathered all those together? Now I'm dragging, and I can pop it right in here. See how simple that was? Okay, now I'm going to double click into this folder. Oops, that was not what was supposed to happen. Double click into this folder. And now here are all those files. Okay, so this is a lot. So all this stuff right here is blooms. So I'm going to create a subcategory or a subfolder by saying new folder, and then I'm going to say blooms. So I'll do caps just so you can see. Actually, I'll put a emoji in front so you can see what that would look like. Let's do brain. Oh, brain. Okay, so that's copied. It went on the end, so I'm going to highlight, and I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to paste it. Put a space. Great. All right. I actually kind of like how that looks. All right, and then right click on it and change the color. Since it's brains, let's make it pink to match. All right, same thing. Click, control, hold it, click, click, let go, select one, and it will drag it for you in here. I didn't mean to do that. If you hit control and then you try and scroll, it will do that weird thing where it makes the page go smaller. Okay, I'm going to leave. Oh, these are balloons too. All right, click, control, click, select, drag, 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 boom. Okay, so what happens if you want to take stuff out of the folder? So say I don't want this in here anymore. I want it back to where it was. It's the same thing. You would right click on it and say move to, and then you would go backwards, right? And so then I can just pop it anywhere else that I want it to go in my drive. Okay, I don't know why this is taking so long, so I'm just going to X out of that. But same thing, you would just move the files. All right, so now I've showed you how to make categories, which is this, and subcategories. If you wanted to share a folder with someone, you would click on the folder and say person plus, and then you would say, who does it go to, right? Let's say maybe I'm sharing it with Jill. Can she organize and add and edit files in this folder, or is she just looking at what I'm sending her? Okay, so those are some things that you can do. Let's go back to my drive. Okay, let's say somebody shared something with you through your email, okay? And you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do with all this stuff that people are sending me? So let's get into my email. Okay, and I shared something to myself through my personal email. So here it is right here. Okay, so I'm gonna open this up. X out of here. All right. So, you know, this is great. What is this? This is an Explore, Explain, Apply HyperDoc. Wow, this looks awesome. Okay, so what I'm looking for is this Google Drive sign with the plus that says to add it to your drive. So I'm going to go ahead and add it. But did you see what I did here? It's not just adding to your drive. It's you want to click into it and decide what folder is this going to go into. So I'm going to go ahead and put it into this folder here, add shortcut. And I can undo it, I can move it out, but if I go into that folder, I should see that document that I added. And here it is right here, okay? So that is how when people email you things, you need to go up to that little Google Drive, that symbol that looks like this with the plus sign, and drop it into a folder. Because your shared with me, this right here, is basically, let me get my pen back up. This right here is basically just an inbox sitting on your desk, okay? There's no rhyme or reason to what is in here. So it's up to you to sort all the stuff that's been shared with you into your folders, okay? The last thing I'm going to show you is something called a snipping tool. So I am going to come down here to my search bar, and I'm going to search for snipping, and here it is right here, snipping tool, and I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to pin it to my taskbar. So that means it's coming down here, okay? So if I want to, let me just get this opened up so you can see what it does. Oh, it's moving, that's nice. Okay, so if I want to take a screenshot or a snip of something on my screen, say there's a picture that I want, let me come into one of these. Okay, maybe I want to snip this. So I can snip this. Let me make it a little smaller. I can't zoom out. Okay, So I'm going to come in here and let me say I just want this box right here. Okay, so I'm going to say new snip. Then it's going to gray it out, and then you're going to use the tool to select what you want, and then you're going to snip. So here it is right here. Now you have some options. You can use your pen to mark it up. You can use a highlighter to highlight something on here. Okay, so if I wanted to highlight, say, you can erase if that's not what you wanted. And then you can also edit with paint. But the biggest thing is that you want to save your snip. I like to put it into my pictures, okay? And so now I can put it in here and name it. So I might say something and save it, okay? So you can also do snip mode. So do you want a freeform snip? So that's where you kind of decide. So new. Now I have these scissors, right? So this is good for irregularly shaped objects. And here's my snip, okay? But you kind of have to decide what you want. You can also do a window snip where you do the whole window. So let me minimize that for a second and go back. Let's say I wanted to take a snip of my whole drive. I could come in here and say I want to do a window snip. Okay, select the window you want to capture, this one, and then it took a whole snip of my whole window. Okay, and then I could save that if I wanted to. Now, how do I get that image that I just took? No, I don't want to save the changes into my drive. So I'm going to open the folder that I want it to go into. So let's say I want it to go into my tools folder, into my blooms, okay? Now I'm going to come over here to new, and I'm going to say new file upload. And I know I put it in my pictures, so I have to make sure I'm in my pictures. And then I'm going to scroll to find it. Here it is right here. And I'm going to say open, and it says uploading item, green check, okay? And then here's my snip right here. So you can do this for so many things. Let's say I wanted to take a snip of my drive right here, okay? Let's say I wanted a snip of this. So I could say right here, I pinned it, so it's mine, mode, freeform, and then, oh no, not freeform, I want rectangular, just kidding, new snip. I can do that, right? Here's my snip. And then I can save it. Let's do, okay, save, right? And then I can come over to Jamboard. Create a jam. And then remember that image tool that I showed you, okay? And I can say upload from my device, and I've got that snip right here. And it's going to upload it for me. And then I can make this nice and big if I want to. Stick that in the corner. Now I've got this nice thing that I can work with, okay? That's one way that you can do this with Google Drives with the image that I was talking about earlier. You don't have to do it that way, okay? So that's how you can use the snip, and that's how you upload your images that you have taken with the snipping tool into your drive. All right, so all that's left is for you to do your performance task. So basically, I just have you organize a couple of folders, and then I have you take a snip of your drive, and then you're going to upload that picture into your assignment. And that's pretty much it. All right, thank you so much, guys, and I will see you in the next